My buddy Nick Wright, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. Okay, let's start with my comp on Joe Burrow. I do not think he's Joe Montana. I think he's good at a bunch of stuff, great at nothing. I think he's Tony Romo. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I'll throw a different comp out at you in a moment, but you and I, we didn't talk about this at all, but we landed on almost the exact same place, which is I think he has the highest floor of any of the prospects this year and maybe most of the prospects last year. But I also think he has a very defined ceiling.
Yeah.
I think Tua's floor is he never plays. Like,
right.
It's bad as it can be because of the hip, right? But his ceiling is superstar. Trevor Lawrence, I know Burrow went out there and totally outplayed Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is is 3 years younger than him, and Trevor Lawrence's ceiling is the best quarterback in the NFL. Well, of course, aside from Patrick Mahomes, but we can discuss him later. So Burrow to me is safe, and Burrow will be solid. How about this? What about a way overqualified rich man's Andy Dalton? And I'm not saying that because they're going to the Bengals. But Dalton 5 years ago, when he had A.J. Green and Marvin Jones and a great offensive line and 2 running backs, before he got hurt, we saw how good he could be. He's a better athlete than people give him credit for. He's accurate, doesn't have the greatest arm. To me, that is what, and people think Dalton now stinks, but at one point he was, the 8th best quarterback in football.
Yep.
To me, that's what Burrow could be. There's no shame in that. I will say this. I'd love drafting Joe Burrow at number 6. If I'm taking him at number 1, I'm saying to myself, man, I kind of wish we had the number 1 pick of the draft a different year.
Yep.
Where there was more superstar potential coming out. And it's why, to me, if I'm Cincinnati, I do think long and hard about Tua, even though maybe he's too risky at number 1.
Yeah, I like Kyler last year and Trevor next year as quarterback talents. By the way, Joy's rolling her eyes because I said Andy Dalton yesterday, and I was mocked on my own set. Very disappointing and discouraging. Let's move to Kansas City.
Really?
Yes, I said he's a more athletic Andy Dalton. But let's move to this. So this is big for Kansas City. Now, I said last week, Brady dynasty ending, Mahomes starting. Now, I still feel we got a year left to watch Brady compete, and 1 year more, Mahomes has to beat the Titans. And then I think we see it. But what if they lose to Tennessee? As a Chiefs advocate, how damaging is it, Nick?
Okay, well, first, real quick, you say Chiefs advocate, I say truth teller. Dare I say bit of an oracle, as I've been telling you this all year. And secondarily, before I know this is your show, but I am going to make it, before I answer the question, I do have a question for you.
All right.
Did last week's game count as a big game on the Patrick Mahomes big game meter?
Yes, it did.
Does he get another check in the win
Smart
column?
Alec.
Okay, just checking.
Yes, smart Alec.
All right, my bad. If they lose, it's crushing. It is, the season becomes a failure. If they lose at home to the Titans, here's why. I agree that I think Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are going to be in the conference championship round at least, 7 of the next 10 years. This is an organization that had never hosted a conference championship game and now has done it both years Patrick was there. They've never been to back-to-back conference championship games. They've now done that in Patrick's first 2 years as a starting quarterback. But here is what is going for them this season. They are as healthy as a team possibly can be at this point in the season. Juan Thornhill, the only major contributor, lost for the year.
Yep.
They have had incredibly good luck in that Week 17, they thought we were going to get Titans at Chiefs wild card weekend. If it wasn't for Ryan Fitzpatrick beating your beloved Thomas Edward Patrick Brady, then that is what we would have gotten wild card weekend. Also, the Chiefs have 4 guys who could be head coaches in this league on this staff. Andy Reid, obviously. Eric Bieniemy should already be a head coach. Dave Taub is the best special teams coordinator in the world.
Yep.
And we just saw a special teams coach get a head coaching job. And if the defense keeps improving, I wonder if Spagnuolo gets a second chance. How long will this core of coaches be in place? And Patrick Mahomes is playing for $35 million less right now than he will be making in future seasons. So you must take advantage of this opportunity. Last year, they were a coin flip in overtime against the Patriots away from going to and I believe winning the Super Bowl. If you didn't take advantage of that, if you then lose to the Titans, then that is an enormous missed opportunity. You don't get those years back. Thankfully, I can sit here and report they beat the Titans by 17. We just haven't seen it happen.
Okay, finally, I got 4 questions I want to ask you, but 2 minutes left. So I'm going to ask this one. Tom Brady cleaning his suite out. There's a multitude of stories that he's moving to New York. What do you make of it with 2 minutes? What do you make of all this stuff, Nick?
Listen, this is where I would defer to you because you are the only person in my phone that has Tom Brady money, connections, multiple estates. I feel like this is what rich people do. Like, I got a house here. Sometimes I live there. I got a house there. So I don't want to read too much into going from one 8-figure home to another. I will, though, and I did it at the time, when Tom Brady put his Brookline house on the market publicly, the day after we all found out the Patriots did not give him a contract extension, that was noteworthy. Yeah. Because Brady knew it would be noteworthy. So I think that, and I think the fact that whatever the cleaning out of the suite was, maybe it's regular course of business. The fact that Brady has not leaked to one of the half dozen reporters that's close to the Patriots, guys, I do this every year, that part to me is a little curious. And he continues, I think, to put the pressure on the Patriots. How badly do you want me back? Because I feel very confident that the team in your neck of the woods, the Los Angeles Chargers, if for no other reasons, then they really need people to, it's eyeballs focused on them, and they have so much skill position talent, and Brady has one of his many homes in LA as well, is a real viable option for him. So I think those are, to me, the more noteworthy pieces of this, more so than him and the kids and his wife moving to Greenwich.
Nick Wright, very, very talented, as he called himself an oracle. I think that is fitting from this point forward, my friend. It is great seeing you first things first. Thanks, buddy.
You too. Thank you, Colin. Good to see you guys.
All right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.